The year was 1945, and World War II was reaching its climax. In this crucial moment in history, the United States made a monumental decision that would forever alter the course of events. On August 6 and 9, 1945, the US dropped atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki respectively. The question remains, why did America use nuclear weapons on Japan? To understand this pivotal decision, we need to delve into the historical context of the time. World War II had been raging for 6 years, with Japan as one of the Axis powers, led by Emperor Hirohito and Prime Minister Kantaro Suzuki. Japan had been aggressively expanding its territories in the Pacific, bringing countries like Korea, Taiwan, and parts of China under its control. By 1945, the war in Europe was nearing its end, with the Allies, including the United States, Britain, and the Soviet Union, making significant progress against Nazi Germany. However, in the Pacific, Japan remained a formidable foe, and victory came at a high price. The Pacific theater of the war was marked by fierce battles and heavy casualties. One of the key factors that led to the use of atomic bombs was the concept of unconditional surrender. The Allies, including the United States, had demanded that Japan surrender unconditionally, with no special conditions or exemptions. This approach was seen as a way to ensure that Japan would not be able to rebuild its military strength and launch another war in the future. Japan, however, was not showing any signs of surrender. In fact, they were determined to fight to the last man, and their commitment to defending their homeland was unwavering. The battle for the Japanese home islands would have been extremely costly in terms of both American and Japanese lives. The development of nuclear weapons during the Manhattan Project had reached its culmination. The United States had invested significant resources into creating these devastating weapons, and the atomic bombs were ready to be deployed. The US had tested the first atomic bomb successfully in New Mexico on July 16, 1945, marking the beginning of the nuclear age. Facing a stubborn and resilient Japanese enemy, President Harry S. Truman faced a grave decision. He believed that using atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki could lead to a swift Japanese surrender, potentially saving countless lives on both sides. The devastating power of the bombs was intended to shock and compel Japan to accept unconditional surrender. On August 6, 1945, the first bomb, codenamed Little Boy, was dropped on Hiroshima, instantly killing tens of thousands of people and causing widespread destruction. The shock and horror of the atomic bomb's devastation was unparalleled. Yet Japan did not surrender. It took a second atomic bomb, Fat Man, dropped on Nagasaki on August 9, 1945, for Japan to finally accept defeat. On August 15, Japan announced its surrender. The decision to use nuclear weapons on Japan was a controversial one, and it remains a subject of debate to this day. Some argue that it was necessary to end the war quickly and save lives, while others question the ethics and long-term consequences of such a devastating act. The bombings also sparked discussions about nuclear disarmament and non-proliferation efforts. The Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPT, signed in 1968, aimed to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and promote disarmament among the recognized nuclear-armed states. In retrospect, the decision to use nuclear weapons on Japan remains a contentious issue. While it did bring an end to a devastating war, it forever altered the world's perception of warfare and raised questions about the responsibility of nations in possessing and using such powerful tools of destruction. The legacy of the atomic bombings continues to influence international diplomacy, arms control agreements, and the pursuit of a world without nuclear weapons. The ethical considerations surrounding the use of nuclear weapons on Hiroshima and Nagasaki serve as a constant reminder of the need for responsible and careful decision-making in the face of conflict and war. In conclusion, the use of nuclear weapons on Japan in 1945 was a momentous and controversial decision. It was shaped by the unique circumstances of World War II and its geopolitical context, but it left a lasting impact on the world and continues to be a subject of historical reflection and debate.